Hello and welcome back to Lumin Weekly. Yes, I've got a haircut now. It's not looking good right now because I just washed it, but it's happened. I had to mention that right off the bat, just to break the ice, ease you guys into this weekly. It's about Diablo 3's Beta, so I've got the papers here. We're sitting outside again. By we, I mean me and Nero. And you guys, obviously. You can pretend that you're here with me. Nero's lazing out there on the grass. I don't know if he's going to be running today. He doesn't look like he's very excitable. But that's okay, he can't run he does run every day, of course he can. So, I'm getting distracted already. We're going to jump into the Diablo stuff in just a second. I got one question here from Bob T. Godfish, and I gotta say, Bob, if you sent me a message, I didn't get it again. I don't know if you sent it to the wrong Tales of Lumin, maybe my evil twin brother, but I don't have one of those. But I didn't get another, so if this was your question, then this is your question. If you sent me something on the Diablo 3 Beta or Beta, then I didn't get it. But this is a good question already. This is actually a very good question. He says, so not on topic, but as a Quake player, how do you feel about Quake getting dropped from IEM this year? And perhaps this year's QuakeCon being possibly its last hurrah? I actually was going to vlog about this because I had some sort of some feelings on it. I feel it's a mistake because, if you look at the world of competitive 1v1, it's definitely in a steady decline. What is there? There was for a little while, those people are actually pulling out right now when I start my weekly. Get out of here. I shouldn't say that. What if they hear me? Anyway, so, as a Quake player myself, I like 1v1, one-on-one, deathmatch, duels, whatever you want to call it. I like competitive 1v1 FPS. I find that Quake was the last really good one. I enjoyed Painkiller, and I mean Quake 3 now. Quake Live is pretty much Quake 3, so if I'm referring to Quake 3, I pretty much mean Quake Live as well. Just saying that, putting that out there. Painkiller came out, and I feel it was good. It had a nice run, but it wasn't nearly as good as Quake in the sense that not enough people picked it up. It wasn't solid enough. The game was fun, but I think it relied too much on luck. Because you moved so fast around the world in Painkiller, around the maps, you could randomly shoot a grenade off that way, and the guy could come by so fast that he wouldn't even see the grenade there. Anyway, I just feel Painkiller was a little bit too random, a little bit too fast, and that's funny that I'm even saying that, because how can a game be too fast-paced? But yeah, Quake has it all, it's perfect. And now dropping Quake, what are they going to have in there? I think they said something like League of Legends is going to replace it. Now, what? How is that even the same thing? Personally, I think they should always keep at least one 1v1 game in there. And what are all the Quake players going to do now? I mean, sure, there'll be still online Quake competitions, stuff like, I think Zotac even does Quake competitions like once a month or once a week or whatever. I take that back, there might be some run-in. Okay, so, those people, really. Anyway, so, I'm obviously not happy about it, but it doesn't affect me that much because I don't really either play in these or, I don't really follow the news that much. I know the good guys, I know Kula, I know Rafa, I know Strengths, I know Cypher, whatever, they all, I watch their games from time to time, but I don't follow the scene as I do with any of the Blizzard games, StarCraft for instance. And MLG that's happening this weekend. Wow, it's quite good. Boxer is owning those. He's doing so well, and he's such a great guy, so charismatic. Anyway, my boy, that's fine. Don't worry. Kids, I can't believe I just said that. Anyway, so I'm not happy about that. And QuakeCon, I feel QuakeCon will still be good because if id Software is anywhere near it, perhaps maybe they're still thinking of making something new. Who knows if there's gonna come another Quake? I feel Quake 4 was a bit of a letdown. I enjoyed it a lot. I played it quite a bit. I felt it was good to play it. It was solid, but it wasn't Quake 3. So, then let's see with the rest of this stuff. That was pretty much the only question I had that wasn't Diablo related. Then from Fenovids, I'm starting with the Diablo stuff now. I have no experience with Diablo. If I get a beta key and you do not, I'll give it to you. Oh, that's so sweet. I should get lucky enough with the beta key. I don't know. Okay, I can't say for sure right now, but I should be able to do it. Okay, well, Nero's here. Then, however, I would like a spoilerific rundown of the story of 1 and 2. So like I'm really bad at the lore, but with Diablo, the main thing is like in the first game, the whole thing is that the 3 primevals escaped from hell, okay, or they were forced out of hell or something because there was some war going on, or I don't know what happened there, but basically they were sent down to the mortal world, to Earth, or to Sanctuary in this case, and then Tyrael and his angel buddies basically trapped Diablo and the other primevals in the Soul Stones, and Diablo's Soul Stone ended up under Tristram, the cathedral, basically, or the cathedral, the monastery, and then Tristram came up after that. And then the story basically starts with the hero going down there because the town gets infested and overrun and the king gets corrupted, and basically the king's advisor, I think his name is Lazarus, he gets corrupted and called down to release Diablo from his soul stone. Diablo gets released, he's out, then you go down there and kill him, you take the soul stone, shove it in your head, and that's pretty much like the end of the first story. That's actually the ending cinematic of the first story, where the unnamed warrior hero guy, shoves the soul stone in his head. And that's the funny thing, you actually start Diablo 2 as a different character, you're not the same guy. In Diablo 2, the Dark Wanderer would be your character from Diablo 1, or the character from Diablo 1, and he's not looking too good in Diablo 2. And then basically Diablo 2 is just you following around the Dark Wanderer, cleaning up the mess he makes, because he arrives there, he releases he starts releasing the primevals from their soul stones. First it's Mephisto, and you fight him in Act 3, I think, and then you fight Diablo in Act 4. And it's pretty much the same thing then. You're just going after them, clearing it up, and then the expansion of Diablo 3. That's, like, I must say, the story from Diablo 2 wasn't too thick. There wasn't that much going on there. And, I don't know, the same thing is for Act 5. That would be the expansion, the Lord of Destruction expansion for Diablo 2. That's where you go into the Ariat Summit, or whatever it's called, and you're chasing after Baal, who's going after the World Stone because he wants to corrupt the World Stone and bring hell into Sanctuary. But it's pretty straightforward. It's not the most detailed story, but there's a lot more to read about it, and I obviously don't know the smaller details. And then Diablo 3's story, I'm not sure where it picks up, but I don't. Even if I knew, I wouldn't want to spoil it, because that's something I'd want to experience fully from the start to the finish. But then small things like there was an expansion for Diablo 1 that some people don't know about, called Hellfire. It wasn't actually released by Blizzard. It added a monk, I think, as a playable class. It was pretty interesting. But I didn't. It was weird. Okay, there were like little alien things in there and stuff. It was weird. Anyway, okay. Then Fenovids also said, considering the hype coupled with how good Blizzard's games are, I'm excited, even though I don't even know what sort of game Diablo is. The sort of game, the type of game, it's an action RPG. It's a hack and slash game. What is Nero doing? Look at him. Anyway, hack and slash. If you've played Torchlight, perhaps it's pretty much exactly like Torchlight, or Torchlight is like it, actually. But I honestly think it's worth picking it up and trying it out. Either Diablo 1 or Diablo 2, both of them are pretty good right now. So, then, Lynx MX. I hope the beta won't be so revealing. I just want a sneak peek of the game for now, and then they will go on and blast us away with the release. If they make it to full, it'll just take away the whole feeling of the final release. I just want a tease of what's coming. So there are going to be a lot of questions where I'm going to have overlapping answers, but looking at this now, like, they're not going to spoil anything. I actually read a lot about what they're going to do in the beta, and it's pretty much going to be that they're going to reveal the major story spoilers. It's going to be for testing. Okay, so in things like World of Warcraft, you had to spoil stuff because the world was there. You couldn't just cut pieces of the world out. And yeah, it was plain to see. But in Diablo, they can cut pieces out. They can stop it. They can not make a boss spawn. They can remove a piece of text somewhere. They can change it up to make us test the game without spoiling anything. I'm not sure what we're going to see, how much we're going to see, but I'm pretty sure they're going to just give us a tease and not the whole thing. So, and he says, and yes, if I get into the beta, I will cry of joy. That's great. I would too, seriously. Then Swesson says, you'll have, this is now actually not really Diablo related. He says, you'll have to excuse me, Lumin, but despite how fantastic this weekly's content is, I feel that I have to dedicate my thumbs up on this video to Nero. Is he still here, Nero? No, he's not here. Not here to accept that thumbs up. It's hilarious to see him speed by all over the place. His energy and obvious happiness really got through to me. That's good. It gets through to me every single day. Thank you for another great weekly. It's my pleasure. Then, Bottled Water is Good says, Diablo has always been an interesting franchise to me. It's gruesome as hell, but it's really so addictive, and that's true. I haven't played Diablo 2, only a bit at a friend's place, but that's it. You should really play it. The Diablo 3 Beta, I really have no clue. I'm thinking something similar to StarCraft 2's beta. We'll be testing out various mechanics of the game without playing the game itself, if that makes sense. It does make sense. You're not going to be playing the story. You're not going to be seeing the meat of the game. You're not going to be seeing the bulk of it. You're just going to be testing things. That's pretty much what works out. It wouldn't actually surprise me if Blizzard varies it, if they add different pieces in here and there to make you test certain things more extensively, different periods of the beta. You never know. I wouldn't be surprised if they mix it up a bit like that. Then, Blade X2056. As for the Diablo 3 beta, I just want to make sure it runs well on my computer, and then I'm going to stop playing once I have that information, so I have the full experience when it goes retail. That's a good way of doing it, or a good way of looking at it at least. I would say that if you have a computer that can run StarCraft 2, even moderately well, there's a helicopter now, ignore that. If you can run StarCraft 2 decently, you're going to be able to run Diablo 3. That's what it comes down to. I think they said that before, I'm not sure where, but they did say something like that. So you can actually just sort of work from that then. And I think, don't fool yourself here, you'll play the beta if it comes out and you get a key. Then, Ashikist 1, I think I'm saying that right. I have something to say about Call of Duty. Why did I not mix? I mixed these up so badly. Anyway, Call of Duty. I can't keep track of how many times I've heard friends talking about Call of Duty. Ooh, I did a 360 no-scope with a sniper rifle. Then I'm thinking, do they even know anything about the military? I myself play Call of Duty. I myself play Call of Duty. Oh, come on, I can't play a WoW subscription and buy crap at the same time. But really, people say I need a life because I play WoW for 1 hour a day when these guys play Call of Duty for days on end. So basically, he's trying to say that people, I would assume, he's trying to say that the people who play Call of Duty are still complaining at him, or, I mean, I get that. People still say people who play WoW are no-lifers and they should get a life and they should stop playing that game or whatever. They call them like serious no-lifers because they play World of Warcraft, regardless of how much they play, how into it they are, what they do. Perhaps they're totally casual. Who knows? Maybe this guy's, maybe Ashikist is totally casual. Sorry, I'm bad at that nickname. But it is quite irritating, yes, because you get gamers that play like, I mean, I got friends who play hours and hours of Counter-Strike every day, hours and hours of Dota every day, and isn't that the same thing as playing World of Warcraft every day? At least in World of Warcraft you have something to show for it after the game ends. I don't know, just my opinion. Sure, you can actually build up some skill in Counter-Strike or skill in Dota, but the same thing goes for World of Warcraft. Anyway, it's an interesting thing. It's interesting how people just, they're mean. Some people are just mean, okay? don't take it too seriously. Now nearest line in the sand. So, Killer Stick 1. I'm going to get into the beta because I was in the Cataclysm beta and I heard that they're only letting people into the Diablo 3 beta who have been in a previous beta before for a Blizzard game. I'm going to have to shoot your dreams down here and say it's not totally true. When I was actually at Blizzard, they said that when they go into the beta, they try get people of all stripes, and those are their words, because they want people... I can actually see the helicopter over there. They want people who know what they're doing. They want professionals. They want people who have nice high-level World of Warcraft characters. They want people who play tons of StarCraft 2. Then they also want people who don't play that many games, who are slightly new to the game, so they can test the more simple things out. So, because when I jump into a game like Diablo 3 for the first time, I'm going to know what to do, how to control the game. I'm going to know what it's all about. But if they get people in there who don't know what it's all about, who can give them that beginner input, and let's hope they do, then it'll help them out too. And as for the fact of being in a in a Blizzard beta before, I don't know if that's true. It could be, but I just don't think that they'd work it that way. I think it's going to be pretty random. They'll give to press, they'll give to people like that, obviously, but other than that, it'll probably be random. And I think some people at BlizzCon got keys as well. But yeah, I hope you get in. I really do, because that'll be really cool. And then Squirrelios. He's got some X's there as well. What I want to see from the Diablo 3 beta personally is not all the in-depth routes to crafting systems, blah blah blah, but just to be shown a smidge of the start of what's going to be the actual game. That's pretty much what we were saying before. They're basically a teaser. It would be nice. I don't particularly like spoilers so much. It's just when they get all in there and show you just a bit too much that you really wanted, but would kind of ruin the actual game for the first time when you play it. That's sort of how Cataclysm was for me. If you play too much of the beta, then it is going to be ruined, and you're going to know exactly what to expect, and you're going to know what happens in each area. So I also hope they don't spoil anything, because it'll make the release that much more. I mean, if I'm going to be playing the beta from the start to finish, and I see everything so often, and I make videos every single day, then one would expect that the game would be boring for me, but that won't be the case. I hope that won't be the case. I hope they're going to plan it properly and like sort of see to that from the start. And it's possible. It is possible that Blizzard could do that. Then, Guntoad. What do I want from the Diablo 3 beta? To play it. Good. That's a good one. But seriously, as for Diablo 3, I just want to play it and have... I missed something on here, I can't really read very well. Play it and have fun with my friends, to test each class out, to experiment. I'm curious what they're going to do, include... I don't look what I did to the paper. Can you see that? I don't know if you can, but I smudged it totally. Don't know what to include in the... he wants to know what they're going to include in the PvP in the beta. That'll be interesting too. I hope they put the arena in, and I hope we see more than one arena. I want to know if there's going to be more than one arena, more than the one that we saw there, because that would be really boring if it was just that one. And I'd like to test the PvP out as well. It looks fun. I was never a big PvP guy in Diablo 2, but if it's good enough for 3, I'll definitely start hacking apart my friends and enemies. Good plan. I'm thinking that it'll be a large chunk of maybe some of the demos that they had playable before. I'm pretty much going to go ahead and assume that as well. We're going to see a lot of the stuff that we saw before, but we're going to actually be able to play it ourselves. So that's the good part. Then the last question. Bottled water is good. Will you write up an article for PC format about the beta? Bonus. Will you give out a copy of it? I probably won't, unless they come out and ask me. But that was pretty much a once-off thing with the StarCraft beta. I was lucky enough to go overseas for that, and as far as I can tell, I don't know. They probably won't need me for that. I don't know. I don't know if they're going to have someone in the beta. If they do, then they'll do it themselves. If they want me to do it, I probably will. And if I do it, then I'll probably send magazines out again. I'll give them away. I did already send mine out to the 3 that won. I'm trying to remember who it was. Aggie, was it Fenno? Fenno and Craft Chest. They won the previous magazines. I sent them out already. I'm not sure how long it's going to take. Mail service is slow. But that's the last question. That's it. There's a lot to say about the beta. I mean, I'm pretty interested to know what they're going to have in it, if we're going to be able to see a lot of it. I want to know how many of the achievements are going to be in the game, because we know they're going to be there. I want to know how much of the Battle.net we're going to get to see. I want to know if they're going to launch the new community site with the beta. There's a lot of stuff going around with that, and we're going to have to wait. Tomorrow is the 1st of August, and there's that press release, like the press reveal, media event reveal, whatever. The NDA, the embargo ends tomorrow, and that's going to be amazing. Or tonight at 12, it depends on when you're watching this. But there's going to be a lot of information revealed then. A lot of big names are doing coverage on that, and I'm definitely going to do it. Mine might be a bit later because I wasn't actually there. I didn't have a few days to prepare for it, so I'm going to start preparing the second the information comes out. But check back here for that, because it's going to be interesting. And for next week's weekly, there is actually not going to be a weekly next week. I said week too much there. I'm going to sort of put Lumin Weekly on hold for a week or two so that I can plan out what I want to do with it. And with that, you could take that as the question of the week, as suggestions. What do you think I should do with Lumin Weekly to make it work? Should I just keep giving topics? Should I change it up? Should I have some sort of challenge again like I did before? I'd like to know what you guys think. What should Lumin Weekly be or become from here on out? I'm going to keep doing it, and I'm obviously going to make more vlogs to make up for the fact that there's no weeklies, because I'll be able to answer questions and stuff in there as well. So check back here for those, obviously, like every single day. Watch the vlogs, they're always pretty interesting if you like me talking. Anyway, so that's going to be it. Thanks for watching. I hope I got all the questions. I'm sorry if I missed any. I tried to get them all, but that's it. Thanks for watching, and happy Nero boy.